about cheat days, cheat meals, and why, as a registered dietitian, I am not a huge fan. My name is Casey. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. I help women lose fat, get fit, and gain confidence. Let's talk about what is a cheat meal. A cheat meal is a planned meal or a planned day when you're following a pretty restrictive type of meal plan or diet that allows you to indulge in certain foods that are otherwise off limits of your plan. All right, let's talk about some physical things that may happen when you have a cheat meal or a cheat day. Number one, physically, you're going to feel more bloated. You have just indulged in a high fat, high sugar, super high calorie meal or day, especially if you've been restricting pretty tightly, you're going to feel pretty bloated. It's going to maybe cause some GI upset and also is going to cause you to feel pretty sluggish for sure that day, if not following into the next day as well. So physically, you're just not going to be feeling 100%, which kind of sets you back for some of your physical activity on those days. The other thing is that it kind of plays with that mind. Okay. So mindset related to food is starting to be labeled as good and bad. And that is not where we need to be with a healthy relationship with food. We kind of develop that all or nothing mindset, which I know in my experience with working with hundreds of women, this does not set you up for long-term success for weight loss or health in general. Okay. Developing that all or nothing mindset can be very, very self-sabotaging. So not developing a good relationship with food, as well as having feelings of guilt or negativity associated with eating, is not a good place to be. So physically, you're not feeling well, but also mentally, you're setting yourself up for a lot of these negative emotions related to food, which isn't good for you in the long term. So finally, how do we avoid cheat meals? How do we stay successful with losing weight in the long term with not incorporating cheat meals or cheat days? And here's how you do it. You incorporate balance. Okay. Number one, we lose the restrictiveness of our meal plan. Yes, if you're trying to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to say no to some indulgences, but it doesn't mean that certain foods or certain categories of foods need to absolutely be off limits. You can incorporate pizza. You can incorporate ice cream, French fries, these foods, if you're paying attention to it, if you're being mindful and intentional with your choices and focusing on portion control. Okay. All of these foods can be included, of course, not in large quantities and not every single day, but incorporating them more regularly throughout your week, you will lose that need and that desire to go overboard with these large quantities of these high caloric, high fat type of foods. So allow for some of these foods to be worked into your regular daily schedule. Number two, again, focus on awareness. So this is why I recommend my clients log and track their food intake, at least initially, to help them understand and to get a better awareness of what they're eating and in what quantities. Okay. So it helps to slow down the mindless eating. We really need to kind of think about, do I really want to eat that food? And being intentional with it. Sometimes the answer is yes, I want the donut and I am going to eat the donut and I'm going to make my choices around the donut to support my continued efforts on weight loss. And sometimes I look at the donut and I think, it's not worth it to me today. Okay. But there isn't that restrictiveness to my meal plan. And some days I can say yes on occasion, and most days I say no, setting myself up for that good balance and really being able to make that intentional choice. Some days it's worth it, and some days it's not. So one other thing to keep in mind when you are following a calorie reduction and trying to lose weight is to think about, what can I add to my meal to make it a little bit more balanced? So let's say, for example, you are having pizza Friday night before your son's football game, and you don't want to have to completely say no to the pizza. Think about, what can I add to this meal to make it more balanced and to help me reach my goals? So an answer would be, I'm going to have a side salad with it. I'm going to have some raw veggies. I'm going to maybe incorporate some additional protein to this meal to help me feel more full and satisfied, so I don't have to eat 4 or 5 pieces of pizza before I feel satisfied. So take it off of the I can't have the pizza to I'm going to have a portion controlled amount of the pizza, and what can I add to this meal to provide a better balance so I can continue to make progress towards my goals. So in review, not a fan of cheat meals, cheat days. In my mind, that sets you up for that restrictive mentality, the all or nothing mentality, which I know does not lead to good success for all of you for your weight loss efforts down the road. It really does not set you up for balance or sustainable methods to continue along this healthy way of eating. So if you're looking for support regarding nutrition and your weight loss efforts, please reach out. You can follow me here for more guidance, or also take a look at my website, inspirehw.com, for services.